Okay, there is a question I was asked, and the question is, when do you know when to stop? When do you know that you did enough, it's stop? So the answer is, of course, being a good Jew, you always have to answer with a question, is what is it that you want to achieve? It's not when to stop, it's what do you want to achieve? For example, let's say you want to pay your lip service to the Torah world, you want to say that you learned. Chazal tell us, if a person say Kriyat Shema, fulfill his duty of learning Torah that day. There is a shiur minimum that you have to, you said 3 psukim, you fulfill your requirement for learning that day. But then again, there's some people who learn all day. I know people who learn 18 hours, 16 hours a day. So, what do you want to achieve? If you, let's say for example, want to keep in shape, so you go to the doctor will tell you in order to stay healthy, work, go for a walk for like 20 minutes a day, you're okay. But is that going to get you, for example, to run 5K? Or that will make you run half a marathon? Or that will make you run an ultra marathon? Or there's some people who run multiple marathons a day, one after the other. I read about this guy who was running a marathon a day. Don't tell me it's impossible, because he did it. So the question is, what do you want to achieve? Now that most people, believe it or not, in theory, want to achieve, think to achieve, but are not willing to do anything for it. So when I'm in it, how do I know where to stop? So I'll tell you what my martial art teacher told me many, many years ago. He said, most people that decide to do exercise, if they'll do a warm-up, that's okay. They'll do like 15 minutes of yoga, that's okay. They did a workout for the day. Other people who are very serious will work out, or more serious, will work out every other day. They'll work out for half an hour. It's already, that difference is tremendous. People who are even more serious than that will practice every single day, an hour, 2 hours. And the difference between every other day, half hour, to every day, an hour, 2 hours, is tremendous. And then most of those people, they follow the norm of like, if it hurts you, you have to stop. It's a sign for you that the body is telling you to stop. However, if you want to be a superior athlete or a wonderful martial artist, that threshold of pain, when pain starts, is just an indication that that's when your workout starts. It's a thing that now, when the pain comes, that's when you do your real work. And so is the learning. When you are tired and you push it, you don't give up. So, I'm tired. Okay, tired. Sign off, turn the flip, we are closed. When the tiredness hits you in learning, you know that now is when you're really going to tip into the real learning in the real abilities of yourself, that when you're weary and you're tired and you don't know and you're able to figure something out, that's when it is. Until that point, it was just a warm-up. When other people would stop, you are just starting. I remember the difference in myself when I arguments like take it to the physical world. I mean, and it's parallel. When I was working out in martial arts, doing an hour a day, to do 4 hours, 5 hours a day, the jump was above leaps and bounds. And then when I moved to learning, an hour here, an hour there a day, to 16 hours a day learning, non-stop, the magnitude of understanding was beyond belief. I couldn't believe, what was going on. So why is that we fail many times? So let's go to the physical world, to the athletes. A person will tell you, listen, I tried, I don't see any results. I did the sets, I went to Men's Health, I did the sets. I don't see any results. The problem is your, whatever it is that you look into, whether it's a magazine or social media, whatever it is. Why? Because you get over there a guy who has been working out like a beast for, every day for hours with trainers and so on and so forth. And he's a model and his hands are ripped and his body is fit. I mean, and you're saying, I've been doing this, I don't see any difference in that. Or lehavdil, a person who is learning and says, listen, I don't know, I don't see any progress. I'll look at him, look at me. But you forget that he got there and then he took the picture. What you need to do is don't look at somebody else's pictures that they take on social media or they take on magazines or so on and so forth. Take a picture of yourself and compare yourself to where you started to where you are now. And then you say, oh my goodness, look, there is a difference. I kind of lost a little bit of my love handles. I don't look like an overextended Harley Davidson, like big like that. Well, look, I start to feel some muscles here. Doesn't look so bad. Take a picture of yourself. In other words, compare yourself to yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. And the same thing to learning. You said to me, well, look at me and look at, let's say, Rabbi Vadia Yosef. It's impossible. You're right. With this attitude, you're never going to get anywhere. Needless to say, you're never going to get anywhere. But I'm going to tell you, wait a minute, don't give up so quickly. Don't give up so quickly. Let's say you're learning for 3 years. Are you at the same level that you started 3 years ago? Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself. Are you able to finish a Masechta? Are you able to be more comfortable with the Daf? Your progress is for yourself. You continuing comparing yourself to others and doing what everybody else does, or what is the norm, or what is convenient to you, or what doesn't cause you discomfort, you're never going to get anywhere. But if you're going to concentrate on yourself and you're going to put in the work, you're not going to get a ripped muscle without doing exercise. You're not going to get smart unless you're going to learn something. So you need to concentrate on your own progress. You need to understand that when things are uncomfortable, that's not when you go to sleep. That's not when you quit. That is when you just started then. And I'll tell you, if you ever did extreme physical activity, the mind tells you many times, stop. I can't do it. Stop. I can't do it. Stop. And you're saying, listen, I'm the boss. We're going to keep on going. And then all of a sudden, you get into this zone like an afterburner of a plane. And it's really like this in physics. If you know anything about aerodynamics, when the plane gets to a critical stage in its flight, when it's near the speed of sound, near the speed of sound, horrific things happen to the plane. It starts shaking, there could be tremendous pressure on the wings, and you say, no, I'm going to stop. Of course, the plane has to be built in a certain way, and today they build the planes that the shock wave will happen, it will break it and will happen behind it, not on it, so to divert that and so on and so forth. Because it's smart. Do the same thing. However, once you break the speed of sound, it's a totally different experience whatsoever. The plane becomes more quiet, it goes faster, it's a totally different experience. It will be like, for example, when you drive a car. You're driving a car, you put, okay, let's talk about stick shift. You put the car in your first gear, right? You release the clutch, the car goes like this, and then the car goes. But then the RPM start to go, and you go into the red zone, and you need to shift down, and then you go into fifth gear, and then you go into sixth gear, and when you go into sixth gear, the car just is smooth as butter. But if you're going to put it straight into sixth gear, the car is going to choke. It's not going to happen. You need to build up the synchronization between the engine, the transmission, and the road, and your ability as a driver. The same thing to you. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't give up to the brain that tells you stop. Keep on going. And then all of a sudden you're going to be on cruise control. You're going to be flying. You're going to be ripping. I remember when I used to run, 10 miles every other day. I used to run 10 miles every other day. So the first time that I used to say, okay, I used to run 5K every day. And then I said, okay, one day I'm going to keep on running. And my brain was telling, not only my brain, my muscles were telling me, listen, we can't do this. And I used to run on sand, and I used to run on uphills. And the muscles are hurting. The lungs are exploding. I keep saying, no, I'm going to go a little further more, and then a little further more, and then a little further more. And all of a sudden I said, oh my goodness, I did triple the amount of what I was running. And then when I all of a sudden I felt free. I kind of broke away that envelope of the body. My lungs were fine, my muscle was fine, and I felt that I can run forever. The same thing with learning. When I used to learn, when I was younger, I used to learn that's after a whole entire day of teaching and learning. I would sit down, everybody would be asleep, my wife would go to bed, my kids would be sleeping. Then I did my real learning. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and in the morning when I get up to our nets, I was not tired. Forget about getting comfortable. Comfort is a disease. Seeking comfort is a disease. It's a cancer. It will poison your integrity as a person that can, and of course, needless to say, you will achieve absolutely nothing for that. As much as if you sit all day long and you don't do any kind of exercise, you're going to become fat, you're going to lose muscle tone, and eventually you're going to get sick because of that. The same thing in spirituality or anything like that. Keep on going. Keep on challenging yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. Look at your own progress and keep on going. Do not stop. Have a wonderful day.